I'm sorry for this disruption. We'll
Namaste
continue.
again.
Yes, let's continue. So
Sure.
we were at Nandini, the technology. We use technology. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I was just saying that I feel extremely lucky, privileged, blessed to be born in a family with such a rich musical legacy. And
Hmm.
I thank God that He thought of me worthy enough to be born in this family to carry that forward. And a beautiful introduction given by Meenakshi ji. So I'm good. I'm looking forward to this session because Speak Miki has been, as I said, doing so much for classical music, and even during the pandemic and even during these times when we're all stuck at home, it's making
Hmm.
life a little easier by allowing us to interact with each other.
So shall we ask children to ask the questions?
Sure, sure, sure.
Intuja, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So shoot your question. Go
Hi,
ahead.
ma'am. I am Induja. So
Hi, Induja.
my question is, who inspired you to take music or violin as your profession?
Right. So in our family, uh, we start learning when we are 3. So at 3, you pretty much don't know anything, you're so little that you don't know what you're doing. You just do whatever your parents tell you to do. So taking up the violin was something that just automatically happened in my life. I didn't have to plan it, none of that. So it was my mother and my grandmother. It was entirely their decision. And of course, I took it up. I mean, even taking it up professionally actually was the most natural thing to happen because when I was about 8, we had our first solo performance. First performance on stage. Me and my elder sister Ragini, we had a duet performance. She was 11, I was 8. And after that, I had my first solo performance when I was 13. And then after a point of time, performances started happening, concerts started happening. Before I knew it, it had already become a profession. So it was, as I said, I'm lucky to have been born like this because it was a path that was charted out naturally for me. I did not have to specifically choose something. But the good part about it is that I really personally like it and enjoy every moment of this life.
So any other question, Induja, or shall we go ask Vagdeshwari? Are you ready with your question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, I wanted to ask I'm learning Carnatic music, so I wanted to know the difference between the Hindustani tuning, fingering, and bowing techniques with Carnatic music.
So, violin has been played in Gaikiyang or the vocal style in Carnatic music for years and years. Whereas in the Hindustani form of music, it was my grandmother who brought the style of playing Gaiki in the violin for the first time. She was the one who pioneered that technique. So, I think in terms of technique, it is not too different. Purely in terms of technique, I'm not talking about the musicality. But what is the real is the way of approaching the notes, how it is expanded. The perspective is different. And it's like a language. You go to France and maybe try and learn French, you will always have an Indian accent. But if you work really hard and learn with people who have a French accent, then maybe you will sound authentic, and vice versa. So technically, the instrument is the same. And the style that I play is Gaikiyang, and Carnatic also follows the vocal style. So technically, it won't be so difficult. But to get the feel right is where the challenge lies for a violinist. Of course, other than that, there are lots of differences in Hindustani, Carnatic. The way it is expanded is very different.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Aparna, you would like to ask a question? There are few children who are lined up, so they have so many questions to ask. Aparna, are you
Yes,
there?
everybody's turn will come.
Yeah, Aparna, go
Hi,
ahead.
Aparna.
Hello, I'm Aparna from KV Meerambakam. My question is, violin is a Western instrument which is now part of our classical concerts. Before violin, which were the other string instruments in our classical concerts other than veena?
Okay, so basically, violin definitely is a Western instrument, but the concept of a board instrument of drawing a bow against string was originally Indian. So many years ago, the first board instrument that was created that was called Ravan Hatta, right? So after that, it went to the east with traders, invaders, and then they did various things and they formed their instruments. And again, with the traders, invaders, the violin came back to me, sarod. I mean, there are so many, so many.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Padmashri, would you like to ask?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Padmashri.
Namaste, ji.
Namaste.
We all are so happy to interact with you. And my question is, what are the most important musical and life lessons?
You know, that you can't see. Person in front of me, they know much more than me. Thought on that is for much later after I have acquired the knowledge, maybe. But musical lessons, see, there has been a lot of hand holding that they have done right from childhood, from making me practice, teaching me the importance of various musical aspects, and teaching me how to appreciate music, how to understand and perceive very high quality of music, and how to have an open mind. You know, one would assume that coming from such a legacy of musicians, they would be very rigid and strict. But on the other hand, they say, you know, you try all kinds of music, whatever it is that you like. The only criteria is that it should be of a high standard. It should be musically good, you know. So these things, and any little thing that I have, anything that I release, or any project that I'm involved, I always involve them and I value their opinion extremely highly, even after 20 years of training, because uh, that mentorship is something that I'm extremely lucky to be having. And life lessons, I mean, it's just you grow up in a musical family, you learn so many things about how do you conduct yourself, right from how do you conduct yourself, present yourself, how do you act on stage. Now, life is always not going to the best things that you know. So, how do you deal with the times when something bad happens to you? And they are always there to keep me grounded and show that, you know, even though life is a journey and there's so much to learn and there is so much to grow, there is always something to be thankful for, something to reflect on, and stay on the positive side of things. I mean, this I can't ever stop in about the musical lesson and life lesson. I can go on and on. I can go on about the whole 1.5 hours about what they've taught me, and that will still not be enough.
Since the time is less and we have many children, Movish,
Right.
Sushmita, Vishwanath. So what we'll do is first we'll go with the virtual recording. We'll see the performance and then we'll come back to the questions. Is that all right, children? It's
Yes,
7
ma'am.
What
o'clock.
we can
So
maybe what we can maybe do is we can take, see, because we started only at around 6:45, so till 7:15 maybe we can continue the questions, then go to the virtual recording.
is that okay, Abhishek? Okay. So Movish, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So Movish, you can ask what you wanted to ask.
Music for more than years. Is there any difference that you spot between Hindustani music and Carnatic music? Can you tell me
Right.
a few?
See, there are so many differences. The way the phrases, this is actually very close to Vagadishwari's question, because the way the notes are approached, the phrases are approached are very different. The structure of compositions are different. In Hindustani music, typically a song or a bandish or a khayal, we call the song portion bandish or khayal, that gets over in say 4 or 5 lines, maximum 6 to 8 lines. And whereas you know how in Carnatic music, a Kriti, Varnam can go from 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know. So the length of the compositions is much longer. Then the Sahitya is different, the lyrics are different in both. Of course, Carnatic music focuses very heavily on devotional lyrics, whereas Hindustani music not only has devotional, but it was also very, very influenced by the times when the Mughal emperors invaded India, and it has a lot of those influences. And I mean, I think a lot of it I have covered in Vagadishwari's question. The concept of improvising, the bliss of Indian classical music, all that is common, but it's just a different. There's a pillar, say it's painted silver on one side, and gold you're looking at it.
Very nicely put, ma'am.
Okay. Is there Sushmita there? Could we go to the next boy, Vishwanath?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Vishwanath, you can ask.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Vishwanath.
So I have a question for you that so how does it feel like doing both the things at the same time?
Right. So right now I'm doing both the things, Vishwanath, but there was almost a 4 or 5 year period when I did, and it was very, very stressful and hectic. But everything has its advantages. So today, when I go out in the world as a musician, if I have to deal with my own content, to think that I was preparing for that. But yeah, I think having a kind of an education which is different from your career gives you perspective to how life can be different, you know. It's not like life is only the way we live it. And when you actually live something that is entirely different to what your mind is up, right? So I think the more things you study, the more things you learn, the more your perspectives grow, the more your horizons expand. And that is all in. So, because if I had started violin along with C, it would have been very difficult. But because I had put in 10 to 15 years of hard work in violin, I could somehow manage both.
Thank you.
Is Sushmita there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there, ma'am. I had a network problem.
Handle it in a way of treating Carnatic and Hindustani. For example,
Okay. Hamsadvani, since it is both in Hindustani and in Carnatic. So let me see. Just give me a minute.
Battery 100%. Connected to Sanjeeva's iPhone and MacBook Pro. MacBook Pro disconnected.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Just give me a couple of minutes.
Connected to MacBook Pro and Sanjeeva's iPhone. MacBook Pro disconnected.
I don't know. So if you would take Hamsadvani in Hindustani, okay? So if I would take an alap, it would go something like so, and same thing if I were to play around the same area, some notes in Carnatic form. So you can immediately perceive, right? The style of gamak itself is very different. One second, I'll just switch off the tamper. So the style of approach is practically, I think, if you take if your students take any one raga and they listen to 5 good Hindustani artists and 5 good Carnatic artists, you get it. And both have their own beauty, their own flavor, and their own things that can really draw you to them.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Maybe I'll play a short piece. The thing is, right now, due to these times, we can't really have 10-15 minutes. And then y'all can hear some of my other stuff that will be streamed. So I think I'll play a bhajan called very famous, and now is also a time us awake. So I would like to play a bhajan, which all of you would be knowing. Vaishnava Janato Tene Kahiye Je.
नमस्ते नंदिनी मैम। आपका धन्यवाद है
नमस्ते।
कि जी आपसे अनुरोध है कि आप कुछ अगर और भी बजा के हम लोग को सुना सकते हैं हमारे श्रोतागणों को। हम लोग आपका जो
श्योर।
परफॉर्मेंस है वो हम लोग ऑडियंस को बोलना चाहते हैं कि कुछ टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टीज के वजह से हम लोग 7:25 को नंदिनी जी का परफॉर्मेंस लाइव करने वाले हैं अपने ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल में आफ्टर दिस इंटरेक्शन। तो आपसे अनुरोध है कि
Okay.
जब आफ्टर दिस स्ट्रीम इज ओवर, so kindly
Mhm.
refresh your browser or your app so that you can see the fresh premiere that will be happening, premiere of the performance by Nandini Shankar ji. Ji, ma'am, you
Okay,
can continue.
so I didn't exactly understand.
Ji, ma'am, we can continue up till 7:25.
Okay, fine. After 7:25, you will play the
Ji, ma'am,
recorded one.
Ji, ma'am, we'll be going with your performance. Ji.
Okay, great. Chaliye, so one more thing actually that I would probably, you can still hear me, right? Good. So one more thing I can maybe demonstrate, which is very interesting, is how Gaiki Young works. So normally, one of my favorite ghazals is Aaj Jani Ki Zid Na Karo by Farida Khanum ji. Any of you have heard it? Just raise your hand. Okay, very nice. So basically, I'll show you how Gaiki Young works and then maybe play it for you. Maybe I'll play something else. So, aaj jaane. So, your hand is like your breath, and your violin hand is like your voice, right? So it'll go exactly. कि जिद ना करो. So I don't normally sing. आज जाने जिद ना करो. So if you can see that, I'm trying to play exactly as I sing, यूं ही पहलों में बैठे रहो. आज जाने की जिद ना करो. So this is how Gaiki works, and maybe I'll play. I don't know. Yeah,
Ma'am, can I ask?
maybe. Yes, sure, Padmash. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Mention the
recently I learned the Tulana from it is Rageshri Ragam.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to play the Rageshri Ragam.
Sure. The only thing is, Padmashri, that right now, as your teacher was just telling me to introduce this, so this was based on Rag Yaman. The time for Rageshri is little later. So one more interesting difference in Carnatic and Hindustani is that Carnatic music still does not. I mean, they used to have the time system. Like time system means we play only certain ragas at certain times because it's believed that that the vibrations that a raga creates is aligned to the cosmic energies of that time. So Carnatic system used to have it, but now they don't practice it anymore in concerts, etc. But in Hindustani system, still as far as possible, we try to follow that. So right now, maybe I can. So this is based in Rag Yaman. What I just played, Ajani Ki Zid Na Karo, it's based in Rag Yaman. But maybe for the 4 minutes that are left, uh, so I could either. So maybe I can play Krishna Ni Begane since so many of you are from South India, and that is something that is again based in Yaman Kalyan roughly. So maybe I can play a little bit of that since we have only 3 minutes. So I'll just play the song of that. All of you heard it?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe Rag Yaman is same thing in a more Hindustani context. The ala puts go something like. So longer notes and all of that. So Rageshri, I will surely play for you, but the time is a little later. So
Only one question, ma'am.
yes, tell me.
Generally, you told about the timing of the ragas followed in
Right.
Hindustani music. Here, some theoretical system is there, but we are not able to follow. But is it possible?
Right.
Every concert takes in the evening or night or something like that only. So we can take up only few ragas. Selection of songs will be, therefore ragas will be less, no?
That is true. That is why. It is a thing that I think that is why Carnatic music has opted to the uh, uh, opted for playing the rags irrespective of time, which is a great practice. But now the interesting thing I will tell you, now when it comes to online concerts and all of that, here in India it is evening, in America it is morning, London it is afternoon. So when as the world becomes a smaller place and the more there is online, this might not have that much relevance if this is the way forward. But then again, there is a charm of it, no? Like we play Rag Malhar, Mia Malhar. There is a whole legend behind it about how when Tansen was singing Rag Deepak and Rag Malhar was sung and rain came, and when there's a charm also about following the timings. It feels special, and wherever possible to practice. Of course, if you're doing on Rag. And you're doing it for months on end, you're practicing, you're going deep into it. Maybe if you're doing a morning rag, or maybe say if you're doing a midnight rag, you can't always wake up at 12 a.m. and play it. Parents will start saying, "Oh, what are you doing?" you know. So it's not practicable every time, but where possible, if possible, why not uphold it? And when it is not possible and not practical, maybe. You can't, but as long as possible, I would like to uphold that tradition, especially since it's very strictly followed in Hindustani. Like if you play a morning raga in the evening, people actually say, can you believe that person, she played that raga at that time? In fact, I know a rag that is normally supposed to be played at 3 to 5 p.m. and then somebody sang it at 7 or 8 p.m. and there were people in the audience saying, how can she or he, perform this at this time? So it's just a tradition thing, I think. But if you ask me, as the world becomes a smaller place, if a lot of things are being done online, then we have to see whether that approach still has to be continued or not.
The detailed answer, ma'am. Thank you. Well answered.
No problem.
Thank you. Now I request Veena ma'am to kindly give the concluding note and thank Nandini ma'am for her presence today.
Sorry, Abhishek, come again.
Ma'am, we request you that we are wrapping up right now. So the interaction with Nandini ji. So we are requesting to kindly give the concluding note, thanking Nandini ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Nandini ji. Thank you very much for coming and talking to us. This conversation was beautiful. You are beautiful, and you have inspired our children. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much. It was my pleasure and honor to be here. Thank you, Meera ji. Thank you, Meenakshi ji, and thank you to all the lovely, beautiful girls and boys, and very smart boys. And I enjoyed answering questions, and I enjoyed playing for you. And I hope there comes a time when I actually come to your school and get to meet you and interact with you, that will be something that's really fun.
Welcome, ma'am.
And I
Thank
really
you once
enjoyed my
again
session. Thank you.
from Speak Make.
Thank you. Thank you from
Namaste.
SpeakMec on behalf of SpeakMec and Nandini ji for giving your time and interacting with us. So right now
No
we are
problem.
going to we are premiering a performance
Right.
by Nandini Shankar ji. It is live on our YouTube channel. So it's a request to kindly refresh your browser if you are using a system. Otherwise, refresh your app in order to find the link for the video, which is live now and is getting premiered. Thank you
Shall
very
I tell
much.
them a little bit about the performance?
Ma'am, you can actually tell a little bit. Sure, ma'am. It is
Yeah.
about to start. You can please continue. Yes, ma'am.
Right. So first, there is Rag Jog, as I am told. In that, I have been totally free and expanded the Vilam with the slow aspect of it. And after that, it is being followed by Rag Jajavanti. And it is the excerpt from my concert in New Zealand, which was almost exactly 2 years back. And I hope you all enjoy that. I think it's starting soon. So see you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Namaste. So we are now
Namaste.
moving on to the performance by Nandini Shankarji. So please stay tuned on our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining with us. Now we are continuing with the performance by Nandini Shankarji, which is live, which is being premiered.